What if a train could travel into the future? Would you get on? What would the world look like? Who would you take with you? How would the people of tomorrow receive you? Would you be a legend of history or an omen of the past? And would you leave everything behind to see what everything could be? The notion of a train moving through time would be something akin to science fiction. However, if you could bear with our assumptions, as there are many, it might be more plausible than you think. C, the universal speed limit, is constant for light moving through a perfect vacuum. But through Einstein's theory of relativity, a unique phenomenon known as time dilation could allow time to pass slower for a person traveling near the speed of light relative to someone else standing still. The effect may not be as drastic for speeds less than 99% of c, but the last 1% could provide a unique opportunity for the seemingly impossible concept of time travel. For example, the time dilation equation would predict that a person on a train moving at 99.9999% of the speed of light for 2 hours will appear to have taken a 58 days long trip to stationary people on Earth. Although the maths checks out, how could we hope to achieve the relativistic speeds required for such a huge leap through time? The first time-traveling locomotive would need to be light, durable, and radiation resistant, as even hitting a hydrogen atom at 70% of the speed of light would release a fatal dose of gamma rays. A possible way to overcome this issue would be to place it in a hyperloop that can be altered to a near-perfect vacuum. Assuming this is all achieved, we would then need to focus on the energy requirements for acceleration to light speed. One way of handling this could be through specialized maglev tech that works on the principle of electromagnetic suspension, facilitating frictionless movement at unimaginable speeds in a vacuum. Surrounding the tube could be solar panels and nuclear fusion reactors installed to provide enough power to reach near light speed. But moving this fast would require inertia damper rings that are able to manipulate the Higgs field to stop passengers from turning into liquid paste. Perhaps even a way to combat the centrifugal forces of a near light speed object moving in a circular motion. Initial tests were unsuccessful, but gradually, with some tweaks, a person could be sent a week into the future. Then a month. And now 2 years. A simple company of dreamers grew into one of the world's largest technology competitors and pioneered the world's first time-traveling train. Now they've decided to take the big leap, 100 years into the future. But who gets to go? You could select passengers through a standardized screening process or raffle draw system that is completely randomized. How would you quantify the right price for a journey to the future? What about the crew? Entirely AI-controlled or a mixture of human workers? A doctor for medical evaluation? An engineer for routine maintenance? Military personnel to protect the civilians from the unknown dangers of the future? A duck? Selecting the crew for this voyage is not a straightforward process, but one thing is known: the tickets wouldn't be cheap. Now the journey to the future can begin. Up you go in an elevator to the edge of space as you leave your old life behind. You board the train and strap in for the blast-off. 3, 2, 1, go. About 16 days later, the train decelerates, arriving at the next stop, the future. You disembark into an unfamiliar world of advancements never before seen or heard of. But how would you be received? You and your fellow time commuters could be seen as celebrities, VIPs, pioneers of the century with entire museums and monuments dedicated to your efforts. Or you could be greeted by a hostile mob who blame your generation's mistakes for the decrepit world they now live in, never forgiving or forgetting what happened after you left. But the irony of time travel is that once you get to the future, the technology is far more advanced from the point you left. So a simple company with novel ideas has become a master of time, existing in all possible futures and preserving the delicate fabric of time-space. Tourism has been revolutionized with cruise ships that venture on time tours to any point in the future. Trading and commerce have transcended time, with the future lending super advanced technology. While vintage objects, relics and knowledge preserved in current time are exchanged as highly valuable collectibles. Nonetheless, messing with time could cause branches in the timelines, uncontrolled time anomalies, and irregular advancements. Of course, there are ways of monitoring and combating this, but we can't predict everything, evidenced by the restricted zones, which have been kept off the books for good reason. The failed timelines revealed the dark truth about our time masters, hiding unspeakable horrors of time's retribution, using it as a marketing scheme to make the apocalypse avoidable. These destroyed timelines host worlds that suffer from global waste issues and nuclear fallout from the Hyperloop. The extremely fast advancement of those worlds led to their eventual destruction, as people were morally unaware of the danger the future technology would bring. The keys to time carry a huge responsibility for the world's issues, and there are consequences for meddling with time travel. In spite of all this, humanity continued to strive forward, as it always had. If we could traverse time to the far future, would we ever think of coming back? The future can be a lonely place for someone from the past, walking through a world they were never meant to see, stranded on an island in the sands of time, reminiscing of a world long lost to history. Despite our efforts to cling on to the past, time moves forward, never stopping. How far in the future would we have to go to find our way back to the past? However, hypoethically speaking, if you could go back into the past and make a different choice, would you? Thank you for checking out the channel. Feel free to like and comment on the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for even more hypoethical questions. Want to support us? Follow us on Instagram or check out our website and treat yourself to some hypoethical merch. If you want to show us even more love, consider supporting us on Patreon. Links in the description below. We appreciate all your help. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out the rest of our channel?